All right, let's get into it. We're gonna decode something you literally see and type, I don't know, dozens of times a day, but probably don't think twice about: the humble domain name. It's the digital address for basically everything online. And believe it or not, it has a pretty cool story to tell.
Welcome to Super Courseva. Unlock the secrets of the internet and master computer networking. Let's dive in.
I mean, look at this. You know it instantly, right? It's like an old friend. But what does each little part of it actually do? It's not just some random jumble of letters. It's a super precise, highly structured address, a lot like the one for your actual house. And honestly, that's the absolute best way to think about it. A domain name is basically a postal address for the internet. The logic is exactly the same. You've got the big, broad area, kind of like a country, then a more specific city inside of that, and finally, you drill down to the exact street address. We're going to use this idea to break the whole thing down. Okay, but here's the first major plot twist. With a postal address, you read it from the most specific part to the most general, right? Street, then city, then country. Well, the internet does the complete opposite. To really get the hierarchy, you got to crack the code by reading it backwards. Yep, you heard that right. All the important high-level stuff is actually on the far right, and it gets more and more specific as you move to the left. So let's do this properly. We're going to start where the internet starts, at the very end of the address. So this last little bit, that's the top-level domain, or TLD for short. Think of this as the country in our postal address analogy. It's the biggest, broadest category. You've got the classics like .com for commercial sites, .edu for schools, and country codes like .de for Germany. And yeah, now there are some really fun ones like .pizza. But here's the thing. You can't just make one up. They're all managed by one single global nonprofit called ICANN. They're basically the boss of the internet's entire address book. All right, let's take one step to the left. Now we're at the domain itself. In our analogy, this is the city. This is the unique name that a person or a company actually buys and owns. So when Google wanted their spot on the internet, they went to a company called a Registrar. You've probably heard of them, like GoDaddy or Namecheap, and they bought the name Google inside the .com country. This is their own unique piece of digital real estate. And this is where it gets really, really cool. Because once you own that piece of real estate, suddenly you're the one in charge. You can start building whatever you want on your little patch of the internet. And this is the key takeaway, for sure. The moment you own Google.com, you get total control over everything that comes before it. You can create like an infinite number of unique addresses inside your own territory, and it doesn't cost you an extra penny. These things are called subdomains, and in our analogy, they're the individual street addresses. So Google uses www for its main search engine, but it also built Mail for Gmail and Drive for Google Drive. Each one of those points to a completely different server, a whole different service, but they all live inside that google.com city. It's just a crazy powerful way to organize your entire digital world. So let's put it all together now. When you have the subdomain, the domain, and the top-level domain all strung together, you get what's officially called a fully qualified domain name, or FQDN. That's the techie term for it. It's the complete, totally unambiguous address for one single destination on the gigantic map of the internet. But of course, like any system that works this well, it's gotta have some rules. You can think of it as the fine print for your digital address. So let's just quickly run through the technical limits you have to play by. Now, when I say rules, don't get worried. They might sound strict on paper, but as you're about to see, they're actually incredibly generous and allow for pretty much endless possibilities. Okay, rule number 1. The total length of the entire name from the very beginning to the very end, including all the dots, can't be more than 255 characters long. Next up, each individual piece between the dots, so that's any subdomain or the domain name itself, can't be longer than 63 characters. And finally, get this, you can have up to 127 levels of subdomains. That means 127 different sections separated by dots. It's an absolutely astronomical number that you'll probably never ever see in real life, but hey, the system allows for it. So there you have it. The next time you type in a web address, you won't just see a random string of text. You'll see the country, the city, and the street, a precise, logical location in a massive digital world. Because a domain name, it isn't just a technical label. It's an identity. It's your digital home. So it kind of makes you think, what does yours say about you?